Good morning. We start our next practical lesson number 8. Now I share my screen with our task. For today, it will be task number 5. Maybe we could add in a little bit. Good. So today it is practical lesson number 8, and the topic of our lesson it is calculation of the economic level of the inventory order. And our task number 5, it is order side determination. So we find which how much we need to order some products to our shop or to our warehouse every period of time, for example, every week, every month, or maybe we need to choose this time and think about how much products we have on our warehouse or in our shop, and after it we could think need we do some order or no. So maybe it is it is so different situation, and now we could discover what is better and how we could understand when we need to choose something and how much we need to buy some products. So please write the topic of our task in your paper document or in your electronic document, please. And now we start to learn the information, and after it we calculate what we need to do. So order size determination. It is necessary to determine the most economical order quantity. It is by first letter E or Q, economical order quantity. We use this abbreviation in next text. Of stocks of products to the warehouse under different delivery conditions. So we have such table 5.1. It is initial data for problem 5 or task number 5. And we have different type of products. It could be laptops, mobile phones, refrigerators, washing machines, and other products for different variants. We have annual volume of demand. For example, if we think about laptops, so we have 1,200, 5,000 pieces of these laptops. So how much laptops we need to annual value of demand. And for other types of products, we have different parts of this value. We have unit costs, for example, one laptop or other, it is cost not for buying, it is cost for saving. So how much cleaners we need for saving these products. Part of the cost of maintenance inventories, which is part, it is not percent, it is already in part. For example, for first variant, it is 20% or 0.2 part of the cost. Cost per order. Tariff for transportation of a small batch of cargo. We today will calculate it 3 types of EOQ. We used a small batch of order, we used large consignment of cargo, and we used full lot. When we use all space in our transport and how it could be better or no on our future calculations we could to find it. So, when determining the size of the order, you need to correlate the cost of maintenance inventory, the cost of placing orders, and the cost of transporting orders. The optimal order size should be such that the total annual costs are the smallest for a given volume of sales. So we need to find today in this task is index sum. It is total cost for all operations what we need to do in our task, and it contains three part of paintings. Three part of paintings, and we need to think about minimum of this cost. The determinant of the value of EOQ, it is necessary to assume that the level of demand and cost are relatively stable throughout the year. So, the cost of placing order, we could find in Formula 5.2, and we used it a little bit later. We have inventory maintenance cost. So also we used a little bit later this formula and calculated it. Also, we used this information about how we could calculate it EOQ. When determining the optimal number of order, it is necessary to equalize the cost of ordering and the cost of maintaining inventory. So we used two previous formulas, Formula 5.2 and 5.3, and we write that cost of placing order, E with index ORD, is equal the inventory maintenance cost, E with index IM. So when we did it, we could find that in both parts of this equal, we could find EOQ. So we could find what EOQ is equal to. And it is used this formula for our future calculation. But as a rule, the greater the weight of delivery batch, the lower the cost of transporting in kilogram or tons of cargo to the destination. Railway and road transport companies usually provide discounts for heavy cargo transportation. So, other things being equal, enterprises benefit from such size of supplies that provide saving in transporting costs. So we could find this information about how much we need to pay by transportation process and used this formula for three type of EOQ. Three type of how much we need to order products and find what is better, our order in small part, in middle part, or in large part. So we need to find this information in this task. We need to start with Formula 5.6, for example. Why not? Because we have this information. We have already how much we have demand. D, it is, we find it is annual sales volume in units, and we could find it in our information here. Annual volume of demand, it is our third line of our table 5.1. So we could use it, and we could use this tariff for transportation for different types of order. So now please write in your paper or in your electronic document first our formula 5.6, and we write E with index TR is equal to, and maybe we could write also 1, 2, 3. So 1 it is small part, 2 it is middle part, and 3 it is large part. So we could use this number for calculation. So this formula 5.6 we will calculate it 3 times because we have 3 part of this cargo. So first, E with index tier 1 is equal to, we find our D and we find now our tariff and multiplied it one by one. So find D for your variant, please. It is the third line in our table. If you have, for example, first variant, it is laptops type of products, and we have annual value of demand 12,500 multiplied on the tariff. The tariff for transportation of a small batch of cargo. It is for 1 EOQ1, we use 3 hryvnias by 1 unit. So for first variant, for example, with third line of our table, it is third line of our table, multiplied by the 1 minus seventh line of our table. For example, for first variant, it will be 12,500 multiplied on 3 and find the sums. Please find the information for your variant. So we use third line and seventh line of our table. The result, we leave 2 points after comma because it is hryvnias, and we find how much it is. The result will be in hryvnias for small bus of cargo batch. Then next our calculation will be the same, but for next part, it will be, we used tariff. I opened, we use tariff for transportation of a large consignment of cargo. So we need to find, oh, 1 minute, maybe we need to change a little bit our calculation because tariff of transportation, a small part, we have these parameters, EOQ1. For a large, no, for transportation it is all good because we used only volume of demand and only this tariff. But for other parameters, we need to find these different types of EOQ. Okay, so next our calculation will be E with index TR, it is our cost for transportation, is equal to, and we use the same information about demand, it is third line of our table, but we use another tariff. For example, for first variant, it will be 12,500 multiplied on 2, already 2 hryvnias by 1 unit. Please find information for your unit and use your meaning of this parameter. And our last calculation for transportation cost, it will be the same third line about annual volume of demand, and we need to find other transportation tariff. So please calculate it and write that E with index TR, it is transportation cost, is equal to we use the same meaning annual volume of demand, our third line of our table, but use another transport tariff. It will be transportation tariff for full load. For example, for first variant, it will be the same too as the previous calculation. But for other variants, it could be another meaning or the same meaning. It is different for different value. Please find it. So we find a free position for every cost of every paying. So now it is about transportation tariff and we calculated it. Okay, calculate it please and leave 2 points after comma and the result will be in hryvnias. Okay, calculate it please. Leave this information and we start now other parameter. Okay, we continue. We finish calculation transportation costs. It is our last formula. And now we need to find how much is our EOQ, economical order size. So please write on your paper or in your electronic document, EOQ is equal to EOQ is equal to we use square root. square root, and in our numerator under square root, in our numerator we write 2 multiplied on d. We already use these parameters in our formula 5.6. It is how much is our annual sales value. I show now, okay. So now for different variants, annual volume of demand. For different variants, a different meaning. Third line of our table 5.1. I come back to our formula. So multiplied on D, multiplied on C with index O. What it means? Now we find this information. Okay. It was about cost. Maybe I'm not right. Oh, it is here. Sorry, I'm not change. It is C. It is amount of cost per order. Also in hryvnias, and we could find this information here. It is cost per order, and it is six line of our table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 6 line of our table 5.1. If for first variant, for example, it is 100. For second variant, it is 10. For third variant, it is 100. So please find this information about this cost per order in this table. Okay, we come back to our formula. It was free position, free part of our numerator, and in our denominator, it will be U. What it means, we find it is unit costs, and C with index J, it is share of annual inventory maintenance cost. Now we find this information. Okay, unit costs. Unit cost we could find it is fourth line of our table. For first variants, for example, it is 50 hryvnias, for second 5 hryvnias, and for other variants different meaning. Please find it. It is in our denominator. And this meaning, for example, for first variance, it is 50 multiplied on part of the cost of maintaining inventories. For first variance, it is 0.2. For second variance, 0.1. And other meaning for your variance, please. Multiply these two parameters in the denominator. Okay, and find the result. The result will be in pieces of products or units. How it's better for you. So how many units of products we buy in one order? Calculate it, please. I come back to the formula that you could understand how to calculate it and check everything. So we have 3 position in our numerator and 2 position in our denominator. And all of it is under square root. And of course, when you calculate it, you could write that it is EOQ1 because it is our first position, our small order. Because the next we will be multiplied it by 1.25 and 1.5 and find EOQ2 and EOQ3. So we will be calculated for free different meaning of economical order size. Okay, I think you already finished. And after when you calculate the result, you leave two symbols after comma, and the result will be in units. How many units we need to choose in our order. Now we need to find EOQ2. No, under this calculation, you could write EOQ2 is equal to, and we used this meaning in this table. For first part, it is small batch of cargo. We use only EOQ1 that we are now calculated. For next position, it is large consignment of cargo. We used 1.25 multiplied on our EOQ1. So please write now EOQ2 is equal to 1.25 multiplied on your meaning EOQ1 that you are now calculated. So what we did now, we do it bigger, our order on 25%. When we multiply it on 1.25, we do meaning of this EOQ bigger on 25%. And later we could see how is better used EOQ1 part of cargo, used EOQ2 or used EOQ3. EOQ3 it is when we use full load, so we could write EOQ3 is equal to 1.5 multiplied by all our EOQ1, not 2 EOQ1. What it means? It means that we do our EOQ big on 50%. So, and calculated all payment, and after it understand what is better for our situation now. Okay, so find EOQ free. We find it, and for our next calculation, we will use this different type of the different meaning of EOQ and find how much it will be cost. So we used formula next 5 point, which is not very big difference. Okay, 5.3 from the end to the start of our task. So write please, inventory maintenance cost, E with index EM is equal to, formula 5.3 is equal to, and in our numerator we write meaning EOQ1, and we could write that it is E with index IM1 because we calculated now for first portion part of our order. Okay, EOQ1 divided on 2 because we find half of this position multiplied on U, unit costs, and multiplied on share of annual inventory maintenance cost. Now, I will already use this meaning, but I show more in our table that you could use it now. So unit cost, it is for fourth line of our table, for first variant 50, for second 5, and part of the cost in maintaining inventories, it is 0.2, 0.1, and other meaning. Okay, used it and calculated our formula. Okay, we come back to formula 5.3. The result will be in greenness, and we leave 2 points after comma, or 2 symbols after comma. Now we need to calculate these formulas, second and third, because we used other EOQ. So write please under this calculation E with index IM2 is equal to, and use the same meaning but another EOQ, used EOQ2. And after it, the same meaning for calculation for EOQ3. You write E with index IM3 is equal to, and use EOQ3 and the same meaning of other position, of all other position. Please calculate it. So formula 5.3, we calculated 3 times. We need time for it. So please. So we calculated our this payment E with index IM. And now we need to calculate the cost of placing orders. This formula 5.2. Please write E with index ORD 1, because we also used different meaning EOQ. So 1, 2, and 3 will be. So 1 is equal to, and in our numerator we write our meaning of D. It is annual sales volume in units. Now I show it here. D, it is annual volume of demand for different variants. For first variant, 12,500. For second variant, it is 100,000, and other meaning for different variants. Come back to formula and divide it on EOQ1 meaning and multiply it on the amount of cost per order. So we find C with index 0. It is amount. When we find it, cost per order. It is our false. Our sixth line of our table. For first variance, 100 hryvnias, for second 10, and other meaning. Please you find it for your variant. I come back to formula. Okay, and we calculated also 3 times. The result will be in greenness. We leave 2 points after comma, and after it calculated E or RD 2 for EOQ 2 and E or RD 3 for EOQ 3. Please find it. and the result in grievance. And last, our position, we have a little bit time to the end of our part of lesson. It is find sum of all these costs. The sum will be also free because we write E sum with index 1 is equal to and use all one position of this payment. Find E sum with index 2 for all second position and E with sum 3 for all third position. After each, we find which sums payment total payment will be minimum and right answer for our task. That's the best result by E with index sum is for EOQ3, for example, or maybe in your calculation for EOQ2. So we need to choose this position. It is the end of our task. Now I stop sharing and stop records.